Today we're making my favorite dish of all time. Well, not necessarily a specific dish, it's the type of dish. I'm making homemade sushi. A lot of times when I make sushi online, a lot of people don't like to eat the raw fish, either for health concerns, which is very childish in my opinion. As long as you get sushi grade fish, you're good. But we're actually deep frying, we're tempura battering some shrimp, and this recipe is actually delicious. So stick around. All right, so the first thing you want to start off by doing is cooking the rice. I like to cook the rice instantly before I do anything else, just because it's gonna take a lot of time to cool down. So I'm gonna go in with a little colander, and you really want to wash the goofy out of this rice. So I'm gonna literally keep on putting water and water and water till the water runs clear, just so we can wash off all that excess starch. So as you see, I was using a bowl, nice little strainer. It's an easy method to wash the rice. I'm using a Calrose rice or a short grain, sushi rice. There's a bunch of names for it, but it's a nice short grain rice that I washed the goofy out of, as I said. Now I'm gonna go into the pot. You could use a rice cooker and put it on the sushi settings. I think it has sushi settings, I'm not entirely sure. So you fill up the pot. You follow the measurements with the water. I'll list them in the description. Don't worry. I think it's a cup and a half of rice to 2 cups of water, and then you bring it to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, you drop to a simmer, which means you lower the heat to a low, and you cover it and you cook it for about 20 minutes, or until it's perfectly done. 20 to 25 minutes. I'll show you the process. Let's go. So after you've de-pooped the shrimp, you took out all the guts and whatever. Sometimes they have a little bit of like a black line down here as well. You want to make that little slit, take out the poop as well. I kept the tails on just for the aesthetic of the sushi video. But now you see how the shrimp kind of curves down a little bit. You don't want that when you're frying it. You want the shrimp to be nice and flat. So this is one method. You could just do nice little indents on both sides. Give them a nice little thing, and then you just kind of crack them, and they just straighten out by themselves. Toss them into the fryer, and now they're a straight piece of shrimp. So typically with the sushi rice, I use rice vinegar, and I toss in sugar, a little bit of salt, and that's how you make your your sushi vinegar. Or apparently it was brought to my knowledge that you could buy it already ready. So I have a bunch of sushi seasoning vinegar that's already ready. I'm gonna mix it up inside this bowl, and now you have your sushi rice. I'm just gonna let it cool down, and I'm gonna cover it with a damp towel. All right, so I got my sushi rice, tossed in the vinegar, mixed it up. It's still kind of warm. This is a quick hack. You could toss it in the fridge or even the freezer to let it cool down a lot faster. And always make sure you have a damp towel just so the rice doesn't dry out. Paper towels, normal towel, doesn't really matter. Toss it in the fridge, it'll cool down a lot faster. Also, I'm not the smartest by using a deep bowl. You could probably do something that has a larger surface area, lay it out, it'll cool down a lot faster. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tempura fry the shrimp. The tempura batter is just flour, cornstarch. We're gonna whisk in some water, blah blah blah. I'll write down the tempura measurements in the description. Wherever you're gonna see it is gonna be in the description. I got a little bit of spicy mayo, just sriracha and mayo, or you could just buy it store-bought. I'm gonna also slice down this avocado, make it look nice and beautiful, and then I'm gonna stuff the roll with what's that called? This is a cucumber and some cream cheese. And yeah, I know cream cheese is not authentic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we don't do. We're making sushi, it's not necessarily authentic, but it tastes good. So what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna whisk in a little bit of water into the tempura batter, get it nice and airy, and then we're gonna dip in our beautiful shrimpies and fry them bad boys up. Public service announcement. I'm filling this up with cream cheese, cucumber, and shrimp, right? But you can do whatever you want. Like, you could get creative. You're making homemade sushi. This is a lot of it is gonna be technique, and it's gonna be somewhat a little bit of what the actual recipe is. But this is the cooked sushi recipe that a lot of you have been asking for, so I got you. So we're gonna dice up this, or we're gonna slice up this avocado so we can top off the beautiful sushi roll, and then we're gonna cut it. The technique is a little bit advanced, but you know, you'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. But if you don't, you know, at the end of the day, we're gonna try to make it look as pretty as possible. And if you don't have like the cutting skills or the sharp knife or the thin slices, just top it off with a little bit of avocado. No one's watching. Just don't take a picture because that would probably look goofy. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. All right, let's go. Dude, these avocados are so broken. They don't hold at all. Just give me the plate. We'll figure it out. So I started talking smack about other people's avocados, and this is what we ended up with. So, you know, karma's a real thing. So we might have to do a little detour on, you know, the final product, just because we got these messed up avocados. So, yeah. That's it. Stop recording, dumbass. What? PSA number 2. I don't know what, you know, kind of drop of the produce that I bought today was some garbage. The cucumber completely messed up. So we're just gonna stuff it with what's it called? Cream cheese, shrimp. Top it off with some avocado, spicy mayo. Oh my god. Yeah, let's go. So we got our beautiful shrimp that we straightened out and gutted and everything. We're gonna go in with our tempura batter, right? And there's no dry batter here. We're just gonna let that little boy drip, and we're gonna go straight into the fryer. Like this. And then you want to repeat that process to cook all the shrimps. We got our shrimpies, 145 internal temperature. They're gonna curl up a little bit. It's inevitable. I aced my English exams. No, I'm joking, I failed. But what's it called? If you really want them that straight, you could still like crack them out open, or you could shove a skewer and fry them with the skewer. Just doing the most. This works. So you want to drain out the shrimpies. They're looking nice and gorgeous. And then we're gonna repeat the process for the rest of the shrimp and then start making our rolls. So the first thing is, when you start with your sushi roll, I see a lot of beginners. Well, I'm not gonna act like I'm like pro level. I'm also a beginner, but I'm learning. They use a full nori sheet, and then they lay out the rice so the piece of sushi is really large. And it's not, you know, the perfect, you know, tiny bite piece that you want to go for. And so what I recommend is slicing the nori sheet in half. A lot of these nori sheets are like this big. Imagine all that rice on, you know, the surface level of a full sheet versus a half sheet. So I'm gonna go with the half sheet. Another tip is you want to wrap your bamboo roller with saran wrap, just so that it's, you know, a lot more usable. Doesn't get dirty, and when you flip the rice on top of it, it doesn't, you know, stick onto the bamboo roller itself. I believe you want to go shiny side up where you place the rice. So you want to dip your fingers in a little bit of water, get them nice and moist, and then you want to go in with the rice. You want to, you know, get a nice little ball of rice, lay it out, and start spreading it out on your half piece of nori sheet. So now that we got our rice nice and spread out, I'm gonna go with some sesame seeds. I like to go a little bit of a little heavy on them. You could also do those black sesame seeds, but I couldn't find them in the grocery store. And then you're gonna take your you know, piece of nori, give it a nice little flip. Your rice should be nice and stuck on it because of the vinegar. And then this is where we're gonna go with the fried shrimp. Actually, I'm gonna go with the cream cheese before, just because it's a little bit easier. And again, it's not the most authentic piece of sushi, but you could go with cucumber, avocado, whatever you prefer inside. And you could, you know, get creative. Like every single sushi roll could taste different. You could, you know, look up recipes and do your own thing. The cream cheese with the crispy shrimp is such a nice little, you know, balance. And I don't know why I'm struggling with this thing. Anyways, so then you're gonna go in with your piece of shrimp on one side, piece of shrimp on the other side, and you want to keep everything on the 1/3 half of the nori sheet. And then this is how you roll the sushi roll. You're gonna fold, and you're gonna hold the stuff with your fingers, and you're gonna pinch in, and then you're gonna do one press, so it's like that. And then you're gonna go one more fold, and you're gonna press just like that. And now you got this beautiful piece of sushi. Then we're gonna have to cut this bad boy up. So I'm gonna try to top it with the avocado that we kind of failed because it's not the best, you know, piece of avocado, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. I don't know, it's not bad. It's actually pretty bad. Why is this piece gigantic? Dude, I should have kept it how it was. So you want to take a nice little wet knife, make sure it's extremely sharp. You want to cut that in half, and then we want 8 pieces. So we're gonna go half, half, and then half of those halves. And then you got beautiful, equal 8 pieces. I don't know why I'm talking with my chops. Right? Once we got these beautiful pieces, we got a roll of 8 pieces. I don't like the big 6 pieces because they're like too big to eat. You wanna give them a nice little, what's that called? Shaping again. And then you wanna fan them out just a little bit. And then we're gonna hit them with a little bit of spicy mayo. And now we have final product. And now Bismillah.